Oklahoma. I'm Carl Mingers. This is Aaron Burns. They say we don't really need to introduce ourselves on these, but some people don't know who we are.
No, if they're new, they won't know who the goofy people are in the video.
That's right. It is May 8th, 2020. And I tell you what, the housing market is still pretty good.
Yes.
We're episode 148, man. We're rocking along again.
And even if you can't buy your mom a new house, don't forget about her on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. It is Mother's Day this weekend.
It is. Did you forget?
Well, no. I'm taking my wife to dig salt crystals for Mother's Day. That's what she wanted to do. It says, okay, that's what you get. You asked for it. I may pick a flower or two or something like that.
A flower or two.
But, I am so glad that my wife isn't a jewelry person. Okay. One of my good friends, his wife is gaga over every kind of jewelry. Luckily, he has a cousin that has a jewelry store, but he spends so much money on that stuff. And my wife she loves flowers, but she's a catch. I'll just tell you that because she's fairly easy to satisfy. I like that, makes my life easier. Well, what's going on in real estate this week?
Let's see. We had an instance. If you're trying to get a mortgage and your bank is only doing everything online and you can't speak to a real person, call around. So call around, get a person, talk to a person, because that makes a huge difference. And
the banking rules are changing too.
Yes.
And that's why we use so many mortgage brokers, because they know, they interview you and they find out what's going to work or not work for your situation. Sometimes it needs to go to a bank. Sometimes it needs to go to one of these different mortgage companies.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why it's so important, especially, and now with this whole coronavirus thing, people want to make dang sure you're qualified before you're going in their house.
Yes. And sometimes, I had some that thought they could walk into a house with no money down. No money, none whatsoever, because they were told something.
Well, 6 months ago, that might have been the case.
Right. So I had to go over some stuff with them and got them with another lender so they could actually speak to a lender. We couldn't even get their pre-approval letter.
Right.
I mean, if I can't even get the pre-approval letter, what are we going to do when we're ready to make an offer?
Right.
So we got them with somebody, and they've already had a call with them. They talked to him last weekend. I talked to the lender this morning because we're going to see a house tomorrow for him to make sure we were all good.
Mm-hmm.
Said, yep.
It's called getting our ducks in a row.
Yes.
Okay. We have to do that.
And we're not trying to be like your strict parents or you pre-approved. We need to see the letter. There's a reason why we need it.
Right. And, when you're approved and you're ready to go look at a house, and when you find the one you want, you need to be ready to pull the trigger, because houses are in short supply. Especially high demand, short supply.
Well, I've came across 2 last weekend that went into multiple offer situations.
Mm-hmm.
In no time.
Well, I think the last 3 that we've been dealing with were multiple offer situations. Now, and that's another thing that folks don't understand. Just because there's more than one offer doesn't mean it gets put into a multiple offer situation. Exactly. Because Mr. and Mrs. Seller may look at all the paperwork, you go through all the stuff, and they go, we like this one. We don't want to take a chance on any of this other stuff. Listen, this is good. Let's go with it. And we do. Okay. If you can keep from going into a multiple offer situation, it's much better if you can. But if you're competing with other people, do your highest and best right off the bat.
Right.
That's what I would do.
And even asking for highest and best doesn't necessarily mean they're still going to look at everything, but they're not going to have time. There's so many offers, they're not going to go back and forth with you.
Well, that's back to the point I've made time and time again about adversarial realtors. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer may be okay, or Mr. and Mrs. Seller may be okay with this, but I think we can squeeze out another $1,000 or $2. No, if people are okay with something, it's going to work for their situation. The timelines are correct and all this stuff. let's get it done.
Well, like
You
I
know,
told my buyers or sellers, it's all about making each side feel like they got a good deal. They're getting out of it what they want. The buyers feel like they got a good deal. The sellers feel like they're walking away
right?
with what they need to.
Everybody needs to walk away happy. I luckily I have very few where people don't walk away feeling at least warm and fuzzy
Right.
or something like that. I had a closing this last week that the title company really irritated me. I won't mention who they were, but we've been putting this closing off, putting this closing off, putting this closing off, and I said, okay, it is Tuesday noon. Okay, got everything arranged. I got my keys loaded up and headed off to the title company. I like to be there early and everything. And the buyers call me up and says, we need the keys to the property. I said, well, I will give you. I have them all with me. I'll give them to you at closing. Oh, well, we closed an hour ago. Okay. Well, so I had to make arrangements to meet them at a Brahms to give them the keys.
Which was frustrating. You should have known that.
I should have known that, and then walked into the title company because they wouldn't answer my phone call. I walked in, they acted like I was some kind of diseased individual. I might as well have been a zombie.
Right.
They're like, you can't come in here. Well, dudes, you told me this thing was at noon. You've already closed with the other folks. Okay. My sellers signed last week and I'm the last one to know anything. Really, that just doesn't settle well with me.
Well, and I'm a little frustrated because part of my job, part of your job as an agent, as a realtor, as a broker, whatever we want to be called, whatever you call it,
right,
is seeing the whole process through, which includes going to closing and make sure there's no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we can't go into closing with our clients. So if we're there, we have to wait in the parking lot. But if they're in the middle of closing and something pops up, they have to pause it, run out to us or call us.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's not easy if we can't see what they're talking about.
But if you got to sit in the parking lot and wait, when you call them, somebody should answer the phone.
They should.
That's very frustrating, sitting in a parking lot for 20 minutes waiting for somebody. I mean, you called and you don't even get to leave a message at half of them. And that's very frustrating. Get on Amazon, buy an answering machine or something,
That's huge. I mean, most companies have somebody answering the phone for
you. They either answer the phone or they have the automated system.
Something.
Or it's going to forward to somebody that can.
So when they don't, for us, and we have clients, it's just as frustrating for us as you as the buyer or the seller.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes more frustrating because we can't give you an answer because we can't get a hold of the person that's supposed to be telling us that information.
Also, when we didn't get to close the week before like we were supposed to, what I was told was a different story than what the buyers were told from the title company. And I'm like, they were just making excuses, okay? Like they'd lost the surveys.
Right.
They said, well, you never sent them to us. No, you responded that you received them back in March. And here's the email where you responded saying, thanks for sending us these.
That's why we keep everything.
And so we're 2 weeks behind because you forgot that you received them.
Right.
And, it just was very frustrating. And this is a big title company. It is not, it's just frustrating. And I know part of this is the whole virus thing and all that stuff. But, certain things are harder right now because of the virus, but we have to step up and do it. Sometimes I got to be here at the office at 4 a.m. so I can get ahead of some things so I can still go through my day and get things done. That's just what we have to do.
Or stay up late. I'd rather stay up a little late than get up
early.
I've been
staying up late and getting up early.
Sometimes you do both.
Well, about 8 o'clock, my brain starts shutting off. Okay. So I can be sitting there at my laptop. I can be sitting there at my laptop trying to finish up some emails, and I can't remember how to spell I couldn't remember how to spell if the other night. Okay, IF. Okay, for the life of me. But how do you Google how to spell if you can't spell if.
Try
Okay.
it out on any word. Because if you can't get close and you're trying to Google or look up in a dictionary, you're just forget it.
It just, I hadn't really thought about it, but I probably spent 10 minutes trying to figure out. So I'm like, I'll just have to finish this in the morning because I did not have the brain capacity at the time to do it.
Well, I hate it because if I'm in a hurry or don't catch something and I'm texting and I'll put my name, even though I have it in my autocorrect on everything spelled properly, sometimes it changes it to rain. And I don't realize it until later. And I'm going,
hey, Rain.
Oh, shoot. That looked great. Because I didn't.
That's your porn name, right?
Something. I don't know. Yeah. There you go. That reminds me of me and my soul one day. It says when somebody tells you you look familiar, say I do porn.
All right.
That's my screen name now. I'm Rain. What do you want to be? Lord. Okay.
This whole coronavirus is, if you take it in stride, is the best way to do it here. But a lot of people I know a lot of people that are really freaked out about this. Fortunately, in Oklahoma, we haven't had the big effects like back east and stuff like that. But
yeah, there's some states still shut down.
And then all the people calling 911 because they saw somebody out, or trying to shame people, posting on Facebook because they saw them at Lowe's. Okay, yeah,
be like, hey,
that's kind of low. We still got to keep our ethics about us. We got to, be courteous to each other. I mean, times are tough, and everybody's probably wound a little bit tight.
Well, not everybody thinks the same. So somebody might be a little scared and panicked, but someone else might be going about their business as best as they can because they're not scared.
You don't know what the other person is going through.
They might have to be out. They might have to be working. They might be there getting something, or they had a leak at the house, water heater went.
And not everybody gets a government check.
No.
Okay. And, people got to eat, especially if you got kids.
And for all the business owners out there, fraud is going on huge right now with unemployment. People filing on companies they never work with or filing under somebody else's name. So pay attention and report it.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. We get these letters saying, they're filing unemployment. Never heard of this person. Go through our databases, not even connected, not even a previous renter or nothing.
Well, and if
they just open the phone book, I guess. I guess you can open a phone book.
I don't know. Search it online. They're hoping these people won't pay attention and won't fight it.
And we'll just let it go. Let it ride. So.
Or they're not there and nobody's getting the mail, so they can't. Because they're shut down. So pay attention. Check your mail, look through it if you own a business, and pay attention.
I got a question. What's that little star mean? I've never seen that before.
I don't know. I've never seen that before.
We have a star. And it's certainly not me. But I've just never seen that before.
Unless it's because you...
Don't poke the star. Oh, okay.
No, you got the other. I don't know.
Technical difficulties.
We'll have to figure out what the star is. You got a star today.
Well, we probably ought to get off of here and let everybody go out and enjoy this beautiful Mother's Day weekend. Buy your mama some flowers or, your significant other, whatever.
Whoever, whatever.
Do what you got to do. All right. Okay. We are Weichert Realtors Main Edge out of Mustang, Oklahoma, where we do real world, real life, real estate every day. Come see us, folks.
Bye.